My bicycle's broken.
So you used to ride your bicycle around. Did you get hit by a car?
No.
By a motorcycle?
No.
Scooter?
No.
Cat?
No.
Chicken?
No.
Your brother?
No.
So what did you do? How did you break your bicycle?
I didn't ride it for a long time, and then I don't know why, but something broke, I think.
And you didn't get Dad to fix it yet?
No.
Are you lazy?
No.
No. So how long has it been since you rode your bicycle?
When I was 9, I know. When I was like 2022.
Not too long ago. Fix your bike.
I don't want to.
You don't want to, huh? I was a little Benecia today. Good.
Good.
Good. I see you have a braid.
Yeah.
Only one?
Yeah.
Why not 6?
I don't want to.
Okay.
Too hard to take it. Too hard to take it all out.
Too hard to undo it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not harder to do it than it is to undo it?
Yep. My hair is kind of hard to undo these things like that.
Hard to undo.
Yeah.
Unwind, untangle.
Yeah. It's always going to be tangled.
It's always going to be tangled. So how's little amigo? Where is he today?
What do you mean?
Little amigo, your little brother.
He's eating.
Oh, he's eating. Did you eat?
Yes.
What did you eat?
Fried chicken.
Unbelievable. All right. So you got your test papers. So you know what we're going to test about?
Right. I have it in my phone.
Ah, okay. As long as you have it. That's what's important. So our Interest 14 speaking test, CEFR A2, we're going to talk about 2 common topics, traffic and active games.
Active games.
And then we're going to read about a video game, and I'll have some questions for you to see how much you understand.
I already read it.
I hope so, because we did it in a lesson too a few weeks ago. Well, actually, this was one of the first ones, so that was like lesson 3. So it's been like more than a month since we read it, but that's okay. All right, so let's get started. Topic 1. Okay, so in part 1, social interaction, topic 1 is going to be traffic. Do you like traffic?
No.
Why? Traffic's fun. You get to sit in the car and play video games.
There's no Wi-Fi in the car, so I can't play video games.
You got no Wi-Fi in your car? Oh my God. I go to the park every day and I bring my phone and I have the Wi-Fi everywhere for free. I think it's free. I don't know. Newway pays my phone bill, so maybe it's not free. I'm not sure. Bruh. All right, question number 1. Okay, so we're talking about traffic. So what forms of transportation are available in your city?
There's a lot of them. Like some of them like bus or
around your house you have buses?
Yes. Motorcycles.
Motorcycle
cars.
taxis? You mean like
Yes.
the OJEC motorcycle taxi?
Yes. And taxis and our own cars and like bicycles around our house, and then like some scooters so we can go to school or something.
You mean rent scooters?
We can ride scooters if we want.
You can rent them too. Okay. What's the difference between a scooter and an OJEC? Those are all scooters, aren't they?
An
Or you
OJEC
mean like the ones you stand on?
scooters, like you push them, but OJEC use like benzene.
Benzene, gasoline.
But scooter doesn't use them. They use leg power.
Electricity.
Leg.
Scooters.
Leg.
Okay. So do you ride your bicycle around?
My bicycle's broken.
So you used to ride your bicycle around. Did you get hit by a car?
No.
By motorcycle?
No.
Scooter?
No.
Cat?
No.
Chicken?
No.
Your brother?
No.
So what did you do? How did you break your bicycle?
I didn't ride it for a long time, and then I don't know why, but something broke, I think.
And you didn't get Dad to fix it yet?
No.
Are you lazy?
No.
No. So how long has it been since you rode your bicycle?
When I was 9, I know. When I was like 2022.
Not too long ago. Fix your bike.
I don't want to.
You don't want to, huh? All right, number 2. Describe what the traffic is like where you live.
It's hard to get everywhere because like if we're stuck in a traffic jam, like so there's lots of cars like in front of us, in back of us, so we can't go anywhere and we're just like stuck there until we can go again.
So where you live, is there a lot of traffic jams?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's like starting like 7 because people usually go to work.
Mm-hmm. How do you get to school?
I use a motorcycle.
Someone picks you up and brings you to school?
Daddy.
Oh, your dad drives you to school because you have a motorcycle and a car.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, do you live like in a kampung, like a village area where it's all houses, or are you like close to the main roads?
I'm close to, I think, main roads because when I go to school every day, beside me there's a school, but that's not my school. And then there's just roads everywhere and houses.
But like, are the roads 1 or 2 lanes, or are they like 4 and 6 lanes?
1.
Okay, just so that you kind of live in the village area part inside the city, because Jakarta has like a whole bunch of little village areas within the city. Yeah, it's a very the old Dutch design, and then all of a sudden the cars showed up and all the highways kind of built around it. It's a big city. Takes some getting used to. Number 3, in your area, how could we make the traffic better in your area?
We have to be patient because there's no other ways to make traffic better in my country, because like people usually stop because of a red light or green light, something like that. But we have to be patient or else we can't go anywhere. I'm just like, stuck and I'm just bored in the car.
But there's nothing they could do? They couldn't make like maybe another bridge over top of your house or something? Or
no.
Give people some helicopters?
No. You just have to like stay on the traffic until the traffic goes again.
So there's not much you can do. They just need more arteries. More ways in and out. It's tough. Like I say, I lived there for 8 years, so I know what it's like firsthand. And yeah, without putting some sky trains in and trying to create more public services in the air, because from what I understand, they can't dig underground. So yeah, it's tough. All right, let's go to topic 2. All right, so in topic 2, we're going to talk about addictive games.
Online games.
Yeah, well, it can be online or just... I was addicted to a game before, but it wasn't online. It was PlayStation. I had a PlayStation, and I used to play the Madden football all the time, and I was totally addicted to that. I'd come home from work at nighttime, and first thing I'd do was turn the PlayStation on, and I'd sit there for hours and play every night, thinking it was better than watching TV, but I should have been studying. That's what I should have been doing. No, that was one of my mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, but I certainly don't spend any time playing video games now.
No,
no more. I don't. I haven't played a video game in many years. Do you think video games are addictive?
Yes.
Yeah?
Because like video games, I don't know why, but every time when me and my little brother play video game, we don't want to stop, but I want to stop, but he does not want to stop. I don't know why, because like maybe because there's lots of pictures and stuff like that. And it's like maybe it's fun to control video games and we just can't stop playing them.
There's a lot of reasons. You know, like I think it was Jordan Peterson talking about, why kids get bored in class. Kids are not designed to sit in a desk for 6 or 7 hours a day. They need to be doing something, and they need adventure, and they need excitement. And he was saying how, you try to get your kid to focus. You sit there and you say your kid has a problem focusing in class. And then he asks the question, he says, does your kid have any problem focusing on video games? And of course, no. So the kid doesn't have a problem. The problem is the environment, the way the schools are just designed. They're so boring for kids. And that's why kids lose interest. It's very hard for them to focus in something they're not having fun with. Yeah. Because there's a lot about the games. The games, you can create characters, you've got missions, you've got tasks, there's things to do, there's rewards when you get to another level, you build up characters.
I just got a new game in my phone. I just played and I got 4,000 coins.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's a lot of things to keep you interested and focused in the game. There's a lot of psychology behind that. What do you think is too many hours a day to spend playing video games? When is it a problem?
It's like 2 until 5 hours.
So, 2 to 5 hours is a big difference. If I had only played video games for 2 hours a night, I wouldn't have said I was addicted, but I used to play sometimes for 5 or 6 hours. Then that's why I say now, definitely I was addicted.
Yeah.
So what would you say when someone starts spending X amount of time every day playing video games? What point do you think now it's a problem?
They will not get any smarter.
No, but how much? How much? Before it's like, wait a minute, your little brother starts playing video games every day.
Every day.
How much time would you allow him to play before you think it's too much?
Maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah. I think so too. If you spend more than an hour or 2 hours playing video games, especially every day, I think you got a problem. Yeah.
My friend says his little brother forced my friend to play video games for 2 hours.
Forced. I used to try to force my little brother to play table hockey when we were kids because I used to love.
You have a little brother?
Yeah, kinda. As a kid, I grew. It's not really my brother. I guess it's. I grew up with another family that raised me. And, I grew up with a.
Oh.
It was adopted, yeah. So there was a kid that I kind of grew up with until we were teenagers, and then we went our own ways, and we haven't seen each other in many, many, many years. But when we were kids, I used to always try to get him to play more table hockey with me because I liked playing the table hockey. We didn't have video games then, so we had they were like a board game, but you had these long poles under, and you could control the players. It kind of like
I know,
football, like the soccer one. You turn the things to make them kick the ball, things like that. So we used to play that a lot. What? Yeah, table hockey. I'll try to find a picture if I can.
My brother always says he wants to play video games, but my parents only allowed me and my little brother playing video games only Friday.
That's good. It might be annoying right now, but believe me, when you grow up and you're working.
I don't really like playing video games in the television. I just like play in my phone, maybe.
It's just habit. But believe me, you don't want to get addicted to it. It's very damaging long term because you waste so much time. You can damage your
house. You can damage your eye.
You can damage eyes too. Yeah, and it's not good for your health. Yeah, you got to get outside, but it's hard when you live in a big city. It's so polluted outside. How many hours a day do you spend playing video games on your phone?
On my phone. I usually can't play long, maybe like 30 minutes.
Only 30 minutes a day on average?
Oh, you mean a whole day?
The whole day? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't count them. Morning I play, afternoon I play, nighttime I play, every time I play.
Oh my God, you're addicted.
No, I'm not.
And you bring your phone to school, so that means you can play video games at school too.
I don't bring my phone to school. I'm not allowed.
Ah, okay. School doesn't allow students to bring their phones to class, right?
When I'm like teenage, like 13 years old, I'm allowed to bring phones to school.
When you're 13, you're allowed to bring a phone to school.
Yes.
You mean that's the school rules or that's mom and dad's rule?
School rule.
The school rules. Okay. Yeah, because I remember teaching. I haven't taught in public schools for a long time now, almost 10 years. But I did teach in many of the SMKs and schools in Jakarta. And I also taught in several high schools and junior highs in Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. But it used to drive me crazy, especially by the time I was in Hanoi, because many of the students had the phones in the class with them, and they would be playing games and doing things in the desk.
Wow, that's exciting.
Exciting. And it was really hard to try to teach anybody if they got a handphone with them.
But you can always like take their phones if
I
they're
did.
playing.
Well, you know what happened? I told the principal, I said, if you want me to get results with these kids, because I had put together a whole curriculum, like, because I know the classes, some were really weak, some were average, and some were really good. So I had designed something like what I do with interests for those kids. And the teacher was all happy. The principal was a headmaster, was all happy, and really liked the way I was doing things. And then I said, the next thing I said to her, I said is, but the kids have got to put their phones on the desk. They can't have their phones in the class. And she's like, yeah, okay. So we started, but he had to fight with the kids all the time. And sometimes the kids had two phones and they were hiding one. Yeah. And then what happened was the kids started going home complaining that the English teacher was too strict, and started saying that, oh, no, he's a terrible teacher, because I actually made them do some work, and I wouldn't let them play on their phones. And then they complained to the principal, and I got fired. And I said, thank you. I'm so happy to be fired, because it was a horrible job. You couldn't do anything with especially in high school. Like they have such attitudes now, and they're set in their ways. It's really hard to change the way they think. Very difficult. But no, that was one time I was absolutely happy to be fired. All right, so you got to be careful with that. You got to be careful how many hours you play. You should write it down, keep track, and see. If you start getting into like 2 hours a day or more playing every day, that's a lot of hours in a week.
Well, if my phone is charged, I don't play. That's a good thing, right?
Oh, what am I going to do if I have kids? I don't know how I'm going to deal with you guys. Next, let's go to, where are we going? We're going to go to part 2, reading comprehension. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they make like $500,000 a day.
Wow.
Yeah, here we go. Zanga Company, who invented Farmville, makes an estimated $500,000 a day from its Facebook games. Wow. Some companies nowadays make so much money, it's just mind-boggling how much money they make. Wow. Have you ever played Farmville?
No.
No, I looked it up on the internet. It's been around for a while. There's like version 3 or 4 now or something. But yeah, it can be addictive. You can start building your farms and growing your crops and doing all kinds of different things. But the reading was pretty good. I think it's hard when you're reading on your handphone because maybe some of the words make it a little easier to see them clearly. I don't know.
But if I use a book, the words are like teeny tiny, so I like have to read it.
Well,
but in my phone, I can like make it bigger.
Oh, okay. So you can make it bigger like that. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let's ask some questions about our little our video game, farm game, and see just how much. Here they are. My questions. See how much you understood of that or remember. So number 1, what types of animals can be found in a barnyard? So what did she talk about, and what other animals can we find in a farm?
Chickens.
Uh-huh.
Cows.
That's what she had.
Sheep.
Yeah. Sheep.
Chickens.
Already.
Oh, yeah. Pigs.
What? A pig. Pig. I thought you said cake. So we're not in a bakery.
I said pig.
Pig. Yeah.
And one other thing. Maybe donkeys?
Yeah, I don't think donkeys usually are used to carry.
Dog?
A what?
A dog. To
there's-
make sheep go into the cage.
Yeah, sheep herders. The dogs can do a really good job with the animals and livestock. They're pretty amazing, especially those what do they call that dog that's really, really smart? The smartest dog, according to studies and testing.
Is it cute?
Yeah, he's a small, medium-sized dog.
He's big.
No, he's medium-sized. He's not a big dog like a shepherd, and he's not small. He's medium-sized.
My dad likes shepherd.
Me too. That's my favorite dog.
I don't like them. They are big.
They're big, but they're so wonderful as a family dog. I've had 2 German shepherds in my life.
I never ever had a dog because I live in an apartment and they don't allow dogs or any other animals.
Yeah, I refuse to have a dog in Asia, number 1.
Trevor.
Yeah.
One time I have a fish. I accidentally put my finger in the bowl and mix the water every time. And the next day the fish is dead. I don't know why did I do that. I spent 2 times buying a fish and then I stir it all up and the fish dead.
That could just be. I don't think that would hurt the fish, but I think what happens too is in fish bowls, it's really, you have to change the water a lot because if you have an aquarium, you have those water cleaning machines that keep the oxygen and everything in the water. I don't know how it works, but I know that. I have a friend of mine in Jakarta actually. He has a huge aquarium and he always gets all kinds of different fish. But every once in a while he makes a mistake and then they're all dead. And then he has to start all over again. So it's kind of difficult to it takes some time to know how to take care of them and how to manage the water but if they're just in a big bowl, I don't imagine.
I have 3 options that I want to have as a pet. Maybe a dog, maybe a...
It's hard to have a dog in the city because they need to be outside a lot.
What does it call? Sugar?
Gerbil?
I forgot one.
Hamster?
I forgot what it is. It's like an animal that's like a mouse that crawls on your body.
Gerbil or something like a hamster.
Yeah. And then one more thing is a rabbit.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what rabbits are like for pets. I've seen people with rabbits, but I don't know what they're like. I've had cats, I've had dogs, but I've never had a rabbit.
Rabbits are cute as a pet.
And they're cute, but they're not very smart, are they? I don't think so.
I don't know, but the worst part that's having a rabbit is my friends that's having a rabbit, they poop really stink.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can train a rabbit to use a
potty train?
A potty train, kitty litter, they call it for cats. Because cats, you can train them to use the box.
Yeah, a box.
Dogs, they get used to holding it, and then you take them for a walk, and then they do their thing out in the field or something.
Sniff it.
I would recommend
cat.
But I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's hard to take care of a dog in the city.
I'm scared having cat.
Scared of a cat? Why would you be scared of a cat?
What if they into my arm and my arm hurt?
Well, you just scratch them back.
What if he scratches me again?
And then you bite him.
What if he bites me?
Then you bite him harder.
What if he's dead?
You got to show him who the boss is.
But that's my pet. That's my responsibility. Why did I bite him?
Because he bit you. Just like the shark. If a shark bites you, you bite him back.
What if I'm already dead?
Well, then you don't have to worry about it. All right, number 2. I see Glory's here. What do farmers grow? Sorry. No, where do farmers grow their crops?
Farm field?
Yeah, the fields around their farm, the land that they buy. That's right. Yeah, so they'll make the pens. Those would be like the barnyard where they put all the animals, and then usually they have fields to grow their crops. How do farmers grow new crops every year? What do they have to do?
They have to plant seeds in the ground so the crops will grow again.
They have to plant seeds again. So, okay, they have to plant seeds. That's right. So what plants are grown to make bread? What crops do they grow? What do they grow? What plants or what crops do they grow in order to make... it's in your book. What do we make bread with? Key ingredient. And I think we make flour from that too. Of course we make.
What is it called?
Starts with a W.
I'm looking.
Starts with a W.
I know.
And it's not wagon wheels. And it's not Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
It doesn't say it here.
Yes, it does.
Where is it?
Remember they talked about growing crops.
The crop always grows and the animals are always healthy.
It's on the second part.
Oh. Okay, well, flowers, and she got some apple tree.
Yeah.
She's growing.
Flowers and what?
Wheat and flour.
Wheat. Flowers. She was growing flowers. So the only crops she's growing is just wheat to sell wheat for
money.
Make bread, yeah. Wheat. And of course she's got chickens and cows as well.
Moo, tick, 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 moo.
I want a farm now.
I don't want a farm.
When I was a kid, I didn't want a farm, but when you get older, sometimes things change.
Why?
Because it's a healthy lifestyle. You know, when you're young, you don't realize it, and you think you're just going to be young and full of energy and everything forever. But then when you get older, all of a sudden you realize how important it is to get back to the countryside and have the fresh air and go outside and be in the sun and eat healthy food. Because if you don't eat healthy food,
you'll die.
Well, you're over time, if you keep eating processed food and chemicals and too much sugar and all these things, it's no problem in your 20s and 30s, maybe even your 40s. But then when you get older, your 50s and 60s, all of a sudden it's like you start getting sick. Because then it takes years for cancers and blood conditions and diabetes and heart disease. It's not like you do one thing today and next week you're going to have this. No, it's little things over years and years and years, and plants the seeds in your body that grow and grow and grow. And then all of a sudden you go to the doctors. You were fine last month, but this month you go for a checkup and you've got cancer. What? I was fine last month. But it takes a while for them to find it. But if you're eating healthy and you're not putting all these poisons in your body, you'd be like my grandmother. You'd be like 97 years old and still exercising 3 times a week because she grew all her food in the garden. She never ate that fried chicken from McDonald's or anything.
Your grandmother is 97 years old now?
She just died, actually. She just died. What was it? What month are we now? We're April, right? Today's my birthday. I forgot.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. April 20th. I think the end of January, I think, was when she died. I've got a video of her when I Skyped with her, and she was 97. But it was kind of funny because she sold the house that she was living in. She was in her 90s, of course. She couldn't take care of everything by herself, and none of her kids were living in Canada or living anywhere near her. And I'm, of course, on the other side of the planet from where she was. And so she moved into a really nice old folks home, but it's like luxury apartments and stuff.
Oh.
So she was with a lot of older people there, and they have nurses there. And restaurants and everything in there. It's like a fancy hotel
Mm-hmm.
In the city. But she wasn't outside as much, but she'd still exercise every day, and she was running around in the hallways. It's still very active. I thought for sure she was going to live into her hundreds. But one night she got up, maybe to go to the bathroom, I think is the story. And somehow, some way, it doesn't make any sense to me why there would be a rug on her floor in her room, especially for a woman that's 87 years old. And apparently the rug slid, which I can't believe. She must have just tripped on something. And she fell down. But of course, being that old, your bones are not as strong as they are when you're young.
Oh, you mean your bones break?
Yeah, well, we talked about that, right? And she broke the sternum, the bone in the middle right here. Holds all your ribs together. And she broke that bone.
Wow.
And she broke a couple of vertebrae in her spine, too.
She can't live like that.
No. Well, no, but apparently she healed, and she was in the hospital for a couple of months, I think. But long enough for the bones to heal. But she just didn't want to live anymore. She just decided, she said, I've had enough. I've done everything I can do in this life. It's time to go. Her husband has already died, and her daughter already died, my mother. And for her, it was like, I don't want to go back to a home anymore. So she just kind of gave up, and then she just went to sleep, and that was it. She was gone. So it's funny how. Well, she wouldn't eat anymore, and she wouldn't take her medicine anymore, and she, her body eventually, and she didn't want to live anymore. So basically, she just kind of willed herself to die.
Because maybe she's like already suffering, and she does not want to suffer anywhere in this world.
Yeah, she didn't see any point in being here anymore. So she just kind of decided it was time to move on to the next life. So it was
My friend says, if you are gonna die soon like that, you like go to a dark place and you saw an angel, and then you come to the angel and you're dead.
Well, there's a lot of theories. A lot of people do say that, because some people have died like in the hospital, but they've managed to bring them back. Well, like sometimes someone will have a heart attack and maybe their heart stops, so they're technically dead for like a minute, but then they give them the shock treatment and everything, and then if they get the heart started again, and then he kind of wakes up, so they bring him back to life.
Did he lost his memory?
No, they don't. When you die, what happens is, if you don't get revived really quick, your brain will start shutting down, and then when you bring them back to life, you could have brain damage. So they have to bring you back really fast, or else there's going to be some serious side effects. Consequences. Yeah, that's another way to say it. But people have said that have died and then were resuscitated, they call it. They say that they saw a light, and they felt like their body was going towards a light. That's what people have said. So I think that's where a lot of that comes from. A lot of people believe that when you're actually dying and you're going into that transition, because our body has an energy, right? Our spirit is an energy, and energy doesn't die. It just transfers. You can't destroy energy, right? It just transfers to one place to another. So a lot of people believe, I don't know if it's true, but a lot of people believe that when you do die, your body, you're going to leave, that your energy, your spirit is going to leave your body. And basically you can look back and see your body, but you see the light, and maybe an angel comes and then you go with them and you move on to the next world. Something like that. There's a lot of different.
Can we come back to the real world? Like reborn again?
I don't know. Some people believe that it's reincarnation, that everybody who dies ends up coming back a different person or a different animal or a different.
They like lost their memory for. My teacher says they like lost memory. After they lost memory of the God place like that, they like reborn, and then they start a new life.
I think so, because if reincarnation is true, then you must lose your memory of your past life, because I don't remember being a turtle before. Do you remember being a rabbit before? See, we have no memory of, and when we're born, we don't know anything. We have to learn everything.
So I mean, I was born before?
Well, that's one theory. I think Buddhists believes that, don't they? That it's reincarnation. We never really die. We just transfer to different lives, different people, and all that kind of. It's hard to tell. This is just
So it
different places.
means, like, I already die and I live again, like a
Well-
baby again.
Nobody really knows.
I want to know.
Well, you'll know when you die.
It's gonna
Big
take
secret.
a long time.
Yeah, hopefully a long time. Hopefully you'll live to a very old age. But be healthy. Stop playing too many video games.
I eat lots of apples and fruits, but
That's
I
good.
don't eat lots of veggies. I don't like them. They taste
Fried
horrible.
chicken is fine once a week, but don't eat it every day. All
I
right,
like
2 questions
this.
left. How many people play Farmville according to this article?
82 million. I can't hear you.
That's a lot of people.
Ah.
It's a lot of people. Oof. What do you call the machine that farmers use to prepare the fields for planting seeds?
Oh, what? Didn't I have to search again?
I knew I'd get you there. A plug? No, you put a plug in the bathtub so the water doesn't run out.
Plug? I don't know how to say this. Seats and plug.
Plow.
Oh, yeah.
Plow. Just like, wow, look at the plow.
Wow.
Wow, look at the cow push the plow.
Pushing the plow.
Pushing or riding. Some of them are on tractors. Some of them you push. Well, the old way is you hook the plow up on the water buffalo and you drag it. The other one is the one you hold with a motor, like a snowblower, and then the other one is a tractor with big plows on it. So yeah,
Big plows. So like they like scratch it to make holes for the seeds.
basically it's like a corkscrew, right? The plow goes through and it digs into the ground, but it flips it over, so it creates like a ditch. And it flips the dirt so you can go behind it and plant all your seeds, and then you come back again and just push the dirt over top of everything, and then there you got your rows of food again. And then you have to
But you have to water it, or you use rain.
irrigate. Oh, well, it's a combination of both, because sometimes it doesn't rain enough. If it's just a small garden, you have your own little watering can and that. But if it's a big farm, you use those big irrigation systems.
Oh, like you stick a hose in the dirt, and then everywhere, like
Exactly. Because it doesn't always rain. Sometimes it rains too much.
wow.
I don't
And
know.
then your plants die.
I don't know. I don't know enough about farming, but I'm going to try to grow some broccoli out on the balcony here real soon, because I want some broccoli, and I don't like the taste of it.
Why?
I love real broccoli from the garden, but the one we buy at the supermarket, I can taste the chemicals and whatever they spray on it, and it's like, ugh, I can't eat this. So I want to try to grow some broccoli by myself.
It's hard to grow plants. They could die.
Yeah, but that's why I got to start learning. So I'll start with one thing.
And then you can do 100 things.
I hope so. I'd like to do that. It's a healthy way to retire, to have a little garden. Okay.
I like to make flowers.
Yeah, well, you'll be able to. When you get older, you'll see. You'll probably have more interest in it. Okay. But you did really good. So I'll see you in Interest 15 next week.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Anything you want me to tell Glory?
It's your birthday.
That's true. All right. Bye-bye.